first problem is, according to juanco.com 2013, in order to have a successful campaign, you have to have a lot of money because advertisements aren't free, unlike other Western countries that run free advertising. So what this means is that politicians spend most of their time fundraising and not keeping their promises. So it's all about the money. And my second problem is that government officials who are funded by major corporations are notorious for having a conflict of interest and supporting policies that directly favor major corporations that donate to them. According to the Atlantic.com 2015, due to overwhelming workloads of the government, congressmen are leaving most of the work to lobbyists and just not doing much anymore. So now that I've discussed the problems, this leads me to the causes. So the first cause is super PACs. According to CNN.com 2012, the Supreme Court ruled that it is unconstitutional to limit corporate spending on political campaigns. So this means super PACs has an unlimited amount of money that can be donated from corporations. So you may think that politicians can't spend their money on personal use, but it is quite obvious that the rich and powerful take the law with little respect. So they always find a loophole. So the loophole that is found today is leadership PACs, and almost every single congressman has that. Leadership PACs have no regulation of how you can spend them, so you can either spend it from prostitutes to an NFL box, and every single politician is just spending their leftover millions of campaign funds. And the second problem is lobbying. Now what lobbying is that corporations pay lobbyists to persuade politicians to support their claims, and they give them a bunch of campaign money. So according to Wolfpack.com 2012, lobbyists are getting away with convincing legislators to give their corporations tax breaks, pollution laws, and much more. So what this means is that corporations are loosening the laws for pollution and ensuring citizens are getting hurt for it, because toxic chemicals are causing children around the world to get cancer and various diseases. And the government can't do much about it because of the stronghold that major corporations have. And our government is supposed to be protecting us. So they're putting, according to Matthew Royal from ForceChange.com 2014, our Earth is being sold because the environmental changes we are pushing to change is being counteracted by writers. So what writers are is extra language put in laws that are likely to pass, either to stop the laws from passing or to pass along with the law because it wouldn't pass by itself. So a law that renews taxes, a congressman that's paid by a lobbyist could put in something in there that says pollution is legal, or well, more discreet than that. So that allows tax breaks for major corporations and allows them to dump chemicals wherever they want. So how lobbying works is that companies pay lobbyists to persuade government power and ensure the corporation profit, because there's always profit when corporations are involved, because that's all they care about. So according to NPR.org 2013, there was a law that was proposed in Congress that was word for word written by Citibank. And that law was very dangerous, not solely because it was written by a corporation, but because it imposes the same dangerous securities that may or may not have caused the economic crash of 2008. And you may think that this is just a one-time thing, but this is actually happening a lot in Congress because lobbyists offer a full package, which is they give you speaking points, they give you supporters, they give you money. All you have to do is do what they say. So now that I've discussed the causes, let's move on to the solution. So the first solution is obvious, that you need to be more involved in politics, because the corporations are able to do this because we are lazy and involving less in politics. We don't even vote. So they are able to do this more. And if people don't know their true power, when you skip voting, it's not rebellion, it's surrender. So the second solution is that the government could put limits on lobbying, because there is good lobbying. Because lobbying was meant for groups to have their voice and influence on the government, not so they can profit from it. And they could also put back the limit on super PACs. So now that I've discussed the reasons why I think that the government is getting corrupt and greedy, I will conclude with these statements. So I hope that you support my claim that our government needs to shy away from greed and corruption. I first discussed the problems of government corruption and greed. Then I went over the causes before finally going over the possible solutions. So this is a quote from the TV show The Blacklist, and it basically summarizes the data I presented today. People think it matters who lives in that house, but the truth is it doesn't, or it won't in the future, because our world is run by multinational corporations and criminals. Abraham Lincoln said in the Gettysburg Address, "This country is a country by the people, for the people, of the people." So don't let our country be run by greed.